So there's some rumblings at the Doggies. Players leaving training because they've been wrestling the whole team. Um, yeah, just a lot happening. And then Doggy's great coming out and going all in on one of the young Doggies players for not getting a start there and moving on, and Adam Laurie, and then yeah, also Buzz kind of getting in there as well, and so a lot happening at the Doggies. Buzz naming Raymond Faitala-Marina as one of the guys, standing up for the boys as a senior person, trying to speak on behalf of the guys. I don't know how much you guys have heard about this, read about it. Your guys' thoughts? I'll jump to you first, Stace. Your thoughts on what's happening there at the Doggies and kind of their season?
Yeah, it's there's some big issues there at the Dogs by the sound of things, and they need to make some changes. So I'm sort of, I know that there was some talk about mental health issues and all the rest of it, that the player was suffering and all the rest of it. So you have to sort of tread a bit carefully. But I'm sort of half leaning towards agreeing with the coach. They've got to raise the
Mm,
standards, and I don't think he's asking for much. Like, all he was saying was, don't be late to train. That's got to be the bare minimum. You talk about getting the one percenters, or turning up on time. That should be an easy sort of low hanging fruit to start off with. And I think you can say that maybe the punishment was harsh, but I don't know how many people would be late to training after they said, "Well, you're late. You got to wrestle the whole team." So he's got to set those standards high, and you've got to have the strength of conviction to stick to it. You've got to remember where Serraldo's come from. So he was the assistant coach there at the Panthers. So he knows what hard work looks like, and he knows how much of a difference that's going to make. You think about Penrith and how successful they've been in recent years. But you could say that they're the fittest team in the NRL when you look at the back three and how they run, the
mm,
line speed that they bring on defence. That they can do it for the full 80. And so if you say that they're the fittest team and the hardest working team, that's a big pillar of their success. So he's just trying to bring that in. I don't know if you can't always just copy and paste what worked at one team and bring it into the other team. So there could be a bit of pushback like we're seeing now. But
yeah.
yeah, you've got to set higher standards and you've got to start somewhere. So I'm okay. That to me, that doesn't seem like something that you should be letting slide, coming in late to training and that sort of stuff. So I'm sort of siding with the coach on this one with the information that we've got at this point.
Mm. Yeah, so how are you seeing that, man, with the
Yeah,
Doggies kind of
bro.
going through this drama?
At first, I was like, I don't really care about these stories. I just thought it was just another some more journos giving the burden to some of the lesser teams. But it brought up interesting because at first when I heard about that player and it was complaining about the harsh punishment served on him, but as a like as someone who's played sports, I, if I was a fan, I want my team to be training hard. That's how if the difference between the big team, the good teams, and the other teams is the mental capacity they have to perform at the highest level, and that's like doing the hard work together, bro. And that's fitness wise, bro. Going to the deep depths of, but then I heard a couple of interesting takes on it with Pintel talking about how far because this after this player was late, he had to do this as some kind of to like if it was a humiliation kind of thing, then maybe the
Uh,
coach was crossing the line
yeah.
because ever since that session, that players hasn't returned, so it's obviously had an impact on him. And then people were bringing in this player's mental health welfare
Mm,
was
mm,
he wasn't able to cut it. So you really got to dig down into the facts thing. How was the delivery from the coach? How did it come? Like, was it like one of those hazing style kind of humiliation where the player just couldn't cope, or was just, bro, you're wrestling 13 guys, get on with it, man. Like dig deep.
mm, mm,
If this is too much yakka for you, maybe is professional sports not your thing, bro. Because that's for a team. For me, that's how you build mental. You're just having that mental strength, bro. Is being able to pick yourself up and go again, go again.
mm.
So it's catch-22, bro. Like it's fucking so easy. People throw in that word mental health.
Especially, yeah,
It
I
is
guess because you're kind
important.
of getting the stories through the reports and that.
Yeah, it is important. But then like you being a professional athlete, you got to do the work, man. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't sell it otherwise, bro. Because there's the rest of us. We're on the clock, man.
Yeah.
People working 12, 18 hours, bro. So yeah, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, it's the one thing I took out for, well, which kind of turned my head sideways, was when that guy Buzz mentioned Faitala-Marina, and then his supposed talking for the Polynesian boys,
Mm.
mentioning how they weren't happy with. I was like, come on, bro. If you're not going to quote names, like
Yeah,
Faitala-Marina,
yeah. All of a sudden, he's the group
he's
leader,
kind of a
but now it's
disgruntled
just group
employee
leader for
now.
the Island
He's
Boys.
been given the chop, so yeah, he can talk for himself.
Mm.
But and even that's a cop out. Why is Faitala-Marina talking about other boys that he's supposedly representing? Let's have your own true. What do you think about the coach? Obviously, the coach didn't really put him high because he fell from being captain, part of the leadership, even captained a few games to not even wanted, and they re-signed him at the start of the year, man. So a lot of bullshit stories, bro. I don't want fucking Islander players to be tainted like as a
Mm-hmm.
group, as a whole. They like to
Yeah.
do that. They like to do that to us. No, man. Everyone's got their own life, their own different reasons why they do stuff, bro. Someone's not happy with the coach, that's between them and the coach. And really, this year, the Doggies, all the stories getting out, whether it's true or not.
Yeah, and especially because of the way it's blowing up. Like, if you're not in there and you don't know, like, kind of, the talk is that it's a culture problem. Warriors for a long time when we were struggling team, that was the cliche, and it's a culture issue there.
Mm.
And that's what you reckon. This guy just had a Bob Sevalier, like just just go Ika because he got mud down his undies, and then he got real
Oh, I
angry.
don't want to go through that again. I had quote with that incident once before with Isaiah.
But
And,
yeah, I guess that's where when they start talking culture, this guy as part of the team should be aware, that. And so I think the mental health claim is a true thing, but
yeah,
there's obviously
we
other
don't know.
things
We weren't
happening.
there at the
Yeah,
session.
and so you
But
don't know the
how did
full
it come
full
across?
extent.
Was it one of
Yeah,
those, you filthy animal, get that in here, don't ever come late?
yeah. Or it could just be a bad day for him, But
Or,
so him saying it's mental, people are just taking that as being, oh yeah, because of how bad it
yeah,
was on the field. But I guess that's other things happening outside. Like if this is what is expected and kind of happens in the team, everyone else in the team is kind of vouching, yeah, this is kind of the standard we want to set. And then
that's
yeah,
it.
the guy's
You got
obviously
to
going
set the
through other
standard with
stuff as
that
well.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
so for everyone to kind of jump on the wagon and say it's because of that, maybe that was the tipping point.